Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today we're going to be sniping, talking about snipers, what you can do to improve your sniping game. It's just something that I don't do a lot in Battlefield 3 because, well, it's frankly one of the harder classes to play, one of the harder classes to be effective with. I don't necessarily mean the recon class in that you can equip PDWs and automatic weapons with the recon class and not play it in a sniper mechanic at all. But if you actually want to play it with a bolt-action sniper rifle, it can be very difficult. The learning curve is very high, but if you get amazing with it, there are some very cool moments that will really pay off. So for today, I'm going to be using the JNG-90 bolt-action sniper rifle, and at times I have a laser sight on here, at times I don't have the laser sight on. One of the reasons why I take the laser sight off from time to time is because I'm playing a long-range map, and sometimes I forget to turn off the laser sight, which basically pinpoints me at long distance to anybody who's really looking for a bright shiny red dot. Now of course my scope glint will also give me away, but it's not quite as big a giveaway as a laser sight on your sniper rifle. Of course you can turn it off. The problem is that I'm kind of new to the whole sniping scene and I forget to turn things off. Now this clip coming up right here is one of the reasons why bolt-action sniper rifle can just be awesome. This is the very beginning of a rush round on Epicenter. It's 64 players, so 32 on each side, and this little alley here just gets so amazingly clustered that if you set yourself up right, you can just rank up the kills in the start of the round. And as you can see here, I'm just popping headshot after headshot, taking guys down at long range, really feeling like I'm actually doing some work. All these guys are prone with machine gunners, trying to suppress the heck out of everyone who's trying to go for the MCOMs here. And I feel like I'm doing a good job of suppressing them, keeping them down, taking them down, and making them feel like they can't just sit back and take out our guys that are really trying to rush the MCOM. The scope I'm using today is the 8x scope, and I figured if you're going to go bolt-action sniper rifle, you may as well do it right. I know a lot of you guys have seen me snipe with a red dot scope, an ACOG scope, or even one of my favorites, which is the 3.4 PKA scope. I find that I'm pretty darn good with that one. But you know what, I really felt like going legit, doing the bolt-action sniper thing the right way. And also, I've seen players like Mongol FBS, who's one of the better snipers I've seen. He just rocks that 8x scope all the time, you know, scope glint or no scope glint, having that zoom is just going to allow you to really pop those headshots at long range really accurately. Now, why not use the 12x scope? I mean, if 8x is good, why wouldn't 12x be even better? You know, why can't you be more accurate? Well, I find that for 90% of the situations, the 8x scope has enough zoom. The only time it might not is if you're on an extremely large map and you're going for a long range kill. A kill that's so long range that you're probably not going to hit the shot anyway. Now the 12x scope isn't bad, but it doesn't have any notch markers on there. The 8x scope makes better use of the screen space, and it's just going to be easier for medium range targets. You'll notice that I switched to my sidearm a lot. I'm using an M1911 suppressed. Doesn't matter too much what kind of pistol you have here, just something that you're very comfortable with whipping out and getting a kill real quick when you need to. Basically, if you're using a bolt-action sniper rifle and somebody's in close quarters and you miss that bolt-action shot, you should be hitting that switch to your secondary button as fast as possible to down your opponent. I've seen some people try and reload the bolt-action and go for another bolt-action shot, but that's really risky gameplay. Frankly, it's kind of stupid. You're not going to look that cool if you miss 3 shots and then finally hit one of your bolt-action shots. That just means that your opponent is really not very skilled. So get in the habit of switching to your sidearm in those close quarter situations. Now, until you feel very confident with your bolt-action sniper skills, I would recommend trying to keep your ranges as far away as possible. You know, medium range is just going to get you killed real fast because if you miss that shot, you're going to get downed. Assault rifles have amazingly fast killing potential at medium range, which I'm sure most of you guys are aware of at this point. This basically gives you a one-shot kill option. Usually you don't have enough time to peek, take a shot, and then run back behind the corner. It's usually peek, take a shot, you miss that shot, you're going to be dead. So the longer the range, the better. And I know this sounds a bit like common sense, but at medium range, getting those headshots is going to be so freaking crucial, because a body shot at medium range is not going to kill your opponent. If they have 10% damage or a little bit more, then you can sneak away with a body shot depending on what kind of bolt action sniper rifle you're using, but you're really going to want to aim for the head. That is going to give you the absolute greatest chance of surviving your encounter and taking down your opponent before he can get any shots off at you. Now, aiming for the head is something that a lot of people aren't going to do right off the bat. The body is just such a larger target. Aiming for center mass is generally a safer option. And frankly, in real life, one of these bolt action snipers is probably going to down somebody even if you hit them in center mass. But in these games, you're going to want to down them in one shot so they don't have any chances of running away. If you start out aiming for center mass, and once you get comfortable with hitting center mass on moving targets, stationary targets, whatever, then start going for the head. I mean, you could try going for the head right off the bat, but it might really just end up making you frustrated and not wanting to play the sniper class anymore. But one of the tips I was given from some pro players when they were playing a lot of sniper is that aim for the head even if it takes you a little bit longer. The thing is it's going to take you a tiny bit longer to zone in on the head target, and it might get you killed, but if you keep doing it and you force yourself to aim for the head every single time, you will get much faster at pinpointing that smaller target and getting your shot off. It's not a rule that applies to all situations. Clearly, there's a lot of areas here where guys are jumping around, in which case it's much easier to go for the body shot, or somebody's head isn't quite as visible and some other part of their body is sticking out from behind cover. Then obviously in those situations you don't need to worry about going for the head. But on targets that aren't necessarily jumping, you have a pretty level-headed target, then you can definitely start to risk more shots that are aimed at head level. And one final tip I want to give you guys on weapon switching is that you'll often fire your bolt action rifle at a target, either miss your shot or maybe make a body shot, but then switch to your pistol immediately to finish up the kill. You'll then switch back to your bolt action rifle when you see another target at long range, and instead of being able to shoot directly, you're cocking your rifle, you're pulling the bolt back. You want to get into a habit of switching back to your bolt action rifle as soon as the immediate threat is over, so that you can recock the rifle and make sure that it's in a ready to fire situation, so when you need to switch to it for that long range kill, you can get it immediately. So that kind of wraps it up for Sniper Sunday. I'll definitely keep the tips coming with sniper rifles, bolt action, semi-automatic, whatever it is. I may or may not have an episode every Sunday, but let me know in the comments if you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys next time. This is LevelCap, signing off.